In a time of great turmoil, when the tribes of Israel were scattered and seeking direction, there arose a man named Saul, a figure destined for greatness, yet steeped in uncertainty. Picture this, but tall, handsome man, head and shoulders above others, a king in the making, but behind his noble appearance lay a heart riddled with doubt. Saul was chosen by God, but not without a twist of fate. The people of Israel clamored for a king, yearning for a leader to guide them like the nations around them. God, hearing their cries, directed the prophet Samuel to anoint Saul. Imagine the weight of that moment. The oil poured upon his head, marking him as the first king of Israel. But rather than joy, Saul felt an overwhelming fear. As Saul began his reign, he faced immediate challenges. The Philistines, Israel's most formidable enemies, were advancing, and the people were terrified. Saul's army began to dwindle as fear spread like wildfire. In desperation, he took matters into his own hands. Instead of waiting for Samuel to offer sacrifices to seek God's favor, Saul made the fateful decision to do it himself. Just as he finished the sacrifices, Samuel arrived. "What have you done?" he demanded. Saul stammered, explaining his fear of the people and the pressing need for God's guidance. But Samuel delivered a grave message. God had rejected Saul as king. Imagine the shock and despair. A very moment Saul was meant to embrace his destiny, he had forfeited it through his own actions. Still, Saul's story doesn't end there. He continued to reign, but the weight of his failures loomed over him. Jealousy consumed him as he witnessed the rise of David, a young shepherd boy who would become a hero in Israel. The people adored David after he defeated Goliath, and Saul's heart turned cold with envy. He sought to eliminate David, viewing him as a threat to his throne. What followed was a perilous game of cat and mouse as Saul hunted David relentlessly, driven by a spirit of fear and paranoia. Yet in the wilderness, David showed mercy, sparing Saul's life on multiple occasions. Each time, Saul's heart softened, but only for a moment, before the darkness returned. As the years passed, the battle for Saul's soul raged on. He faced many trials, but ultimately, his lack of faith and his choices led to a tragic downfall. In a climactic battle against the Philistines, Saul found himself surrounded, and in despair, he took his own life on the battlefield. Saul's story is a poignant reminder of the struggles between faith and fear, and the choices that define our destinies. It teaches us that even those chosen by God can falter, but it is our response to those failures that truly shapes who we become.